just seeing if anybody pops on right now. This is the first time I've gone live from this channel. It's been quite a day. We'll see if anybody gets notified. Maybe not. I'm not sure. You'll have to forgive me. I'm in Oklahoma and it's extremely hot here. Hey there, Colette. How are you? It's extremely hot here in Oklahoma right now. It's about 89 and the humidity is crazy. So I'm sorry if, I'm not wearing much, but my house is really loud right now, so I have to be outside. Today was an interesting day in the world of the internet. Just had a few things I just kind of wanted to catch people up on. There is an apology video going around right now from one of the content creators that I share their content. So his name is Fungi. He is sending out apology videos. So I guess in one way that's good, that he's trying to make amends with certain people. So I think whenever you have internet arguing or misunderstandings, especially around something that is so emotional, everybody gets emotionally charged, and small things can turn into big things quite quickly. And so I'm happy that he's doing that. Oh, there's some comments. Hello, hi. I am so annoyed at all these people that think they know Matt and saying he didn't do it to himself. I can understand that. I can understand. A lot of people have a lot of different views and viewpoints on what happened. For some, I think it's hard to believe. You don't want to believe it because he preached for so many years about never being that person. And so sometimes I think that you just don't want to think. You don't want to think that. And so, again, when things are emotionally charged and people are, in a state of shock, it does. It can get out of control. Yes, views and reality are two different things. So are opinions and facts. I have my opinions, and then there are facts. And there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that people are not allowed to talk about, or they have been asked not to talk about. So it's sometimes hard to explain your stance on something because you have to leave out so much. And I guess people would say, well, don't say anything at all, but it's hard not to say anything at all when everybody is asking you and messaging you these questions. So, that's not easy either. When it comes to my friendship with Bear, which is developing, on a daily, I see a lot of what he's going through, and my heart goes out to him, only because I've been in the same exact situation, and so my heart does go out to him, as far as losing a sibling, and having family members with a lot of addiction issues, and it's very hard. So I guess in a way I'm biased on that because I do understand a little bit. My heart goes out to the whole family. Yes, Colette. And that's the thing, at the end of the day, and this is going to sound really strange, but just try to understand what I'm about to say. I think everybody, except for like the true haters of the Browns, but I think everybody that really did care for, let's say, Matt, or, they were good friends with Bear, or their favorite was Bam, or whatever, you're emotionally invested somehow in the family, whether it was through the show, through their social medias, through the friendships, And so you do become very emotionally invested, and I do feel bad for the family. I don't know every single family member. I don't chat with every single family member, but you do. I mean, you've watched the show, you feel, because it is reality, as much as it can be, that you feel like you have an intimate look into the lives of people. And so that's one reason why reality TV is so popular, because it makes you feel like you've got an intimate connection into somebody's life. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Anyone's child passed. Pointing fingers helps nobody. No, and I do agree. I do agree to a point. I do agree. Hi, Michael Hood. Hello. Um, yeah, I, uh, I mean, I'm not, it takes a lot to make me cry. Like, it takes a lot for me to get upset and cry. And I had a few moments, and I'm doing okay. I decided to go live. I haven't been live yet on this channel that I have here. Um, and there's a lot of people who support what I do, and there's a lot of people that that don't. But either way, whether you support me or not, I still wanted to start going live on this channel, because I think that watching a 5-minute clip of somebody doesn't give you enough information about that person. And there was one gentleman on one of my comment sections, and he was just saying a bunch of whatevers. And so I went and looked at his channel, and I'm noticing that I'm like, damn, we actually have a lot in common. We're both homesteaders, we're both outdoorsy, we're both hunters, we're both, this and that. And I'm like, we can agree to disagree on certain things and not do it in such a nasty, mean way, because deep down, we probably have more in common than you realize. And I know that what's happening with everybody in this, with Matt, I know everything is heated and everything is extremely emotional. Oh, do you? Yeah, farm life is the best life. Farm life is the best life. Um, but but besides the whole Matt thing, and everybody's emotionally charged, at the end of the day, if I were to meet you on the street, or you were to meet me on the street, we would probably like each other. And so I think that, and I'm guilty of this too, okay? I am not a perfect person, okay? Sometimes I am emotionally charged myself. You live in Kansas, I live in Oklahoma. I've been to Kansas though, Kansas City. I went to a really cool place there. I wish I could remember what it was. But I think, and I'm, like I said, I'm guilty of this too, sometimes being emotionally charged and needing to get that emotion out immediately. It's almost like it's going to make you burst if you don't get it out. And then sometimes I have a verbal hangover. Yes, I'm only 4 hours away. Oh, Colette, you're in New Zealand. Well, hello, New Zealand. And I call those verbal hangovers, and sometimes I have them. I'm not going to lie. I'm Czechoslovakian. I was born in New Jersey. I grew up in New York, even though I'm a country girl. But still, I have that fire. And Czechoslovakians are known to have a temper, although I try to keep it as under control as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that we may disagree on a lot of things that are going on right now involving the Matt situation and the bear situation and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us would probably like each other. Oh, I missed that comment. Darn it, I missed it. Where is it? I have an aunt who lives in Oklahoma. I don't mind Oklahoma. I mean, right now it's hot as hell. I have my ceiling fans going. It's humid. That's why I don't have much on, because like I'm sweating like a dog. I can't be inside because it's too loud. Like my dogs are going crazy. It's just, and I just wanted some peace. Being out here on my porch is like my peaceful place. The feeling, yeah. But I just thought today, I'm like, if I started going live more on this channel and people got to actually know who I am as a person, um, maybe we could connect on a better level. And I know there's going to be people that are going to be like, hey, you know what, you dissed Fun Guy and his content and all that. I'm not going to like everybody you like, and you're not going to like everybody I like, but that doesn't make us bad people. And I think finding common ground and connecting on some level and just sharing emotion, like I don't mind if you share emotion with me. I don't mind if you tell me, hey, you know what, I really don't agree with what you're saying. You know, sometimes how you say it goes a lot further than what you say, Um, I'm very open to opposing opinions. I actually like the intellectual conversation that we can have when we oppose each other. But what I don't like is just people that are straight up just nasty. Then I'm like, you know what? That's not the best way to approach, like a lion. Like if you want to be nice with a lion, don't go in there swinging a stick. Go in there and bring him a steak, you know? And you guys could probably fix your differences. Let me see this comment. I lost it. I like your vibe. FG. Very thought out opinions. Thank you, Michigan Tim. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I just want you guys to understand me, if you're following me, to really know who I am. And I just thought of that today, and I'm like, I post these videos or I make these videos, but I haven't gone live. And you guys really don't know who I am. I'm so much more than just like Matt Brown content. You know what I mean? Thank you, Michael. And I just hope that somewhere along the way, the people who come on here and dislike me can find something that we can connect on a positive level, because all of this will eventually calm down and all of this will subside, and we will be able to kind of breathe a little bit. There are still things going on behind the scenes, like I said in the very beginning of the video, that I know that I cannot or will not say out of respect for the family. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there's more people behind the scenes than you know. Oh no, I have common ground with Bear, Colette, absolutely. Bear and I have always been fine. At first, for just a half a second, right after they were, how do I say it? Right after Matt went into the water, and we weren't sure, and we had to wait a few days till Matt was found, and Bear was going live a lot, and I thought, boy, is he really upset? But then I stopped myself and I thought, you know what? I can't judge this right now, because he's probably dealing with so much that this is probably his escape, is going live and doing his thing. Because you have to keep your mind occupied in a situation like that. I've done a few search and rescues over the years with a lot of my other groups after a lot of hurricanes, like Hurricane Harvey and Irma and all of that. And I saw a lot of different reactions from a lot of families that were waiting to find loved ones, or being reunited with loved ones, or having to deal with the not knowing about their loved ones. And I've seen all kinds of reactions, and so I had to stop myself and say, wait, maybe this is how he needs to deal with things. Do not judge him. I cannot judge him. And so I almost fumbled, but then I realized I cannot be that way. Thank you, Greg. Yes, Colette, grief can do weird things. Michael, are you talking about Matt Brown? Yeah, I'm just touching on it quickly. And so, again, it is one of those things, and I hate to use the saying that everybody grieves differently, because it's being said so much that it's almost watered down. And I hate when things get watered down. They lose the impact. And I don't like for important things to lose their impact. So I guess I have to say everybody grieves differently. Do you hear that train? So listen, it is so peaceful. Sometimes I have this balcony off of my bedroom, so I'm like 30 foot up in the air, and sometimes at like 1 or 2 in the morning, these trains will go by in the distance, and I'll go outside, and it's just like the most peaceful. I don't know why the sound of a train just like it fills my soul with like such peace. I have no idea why, and it's just like the most intimate moment I could have by myself, and not in a weird way. Yes, we all hear the train. Hopefully it doesn't sound too terribly loud to you guys. It's probably, I'd say, a good 3 miles away. My property actually backs up to a massive river and about 3 different train tracks. So I get the pleasure of that all day. And Bear Brown is having a lot of hate what happened to his brother Matt Brown, and I really do feel for him. Yes, yes, Michael. Greg, love your artwork. Oh, thank you. I haven't even picked up a brush in like 2 months, and I'm actually going to start painting again. I needed to. Sometimes when you paint, you have to have that right headspace, and my life has been like a train wreck, no pun intended, for the last couple of months. My health is not great. For anybody who doesn't know or hasn't seen, I have Crohn's disease, and I also have SLE lupus. And so a lot of times I get down and I have flares and they last a long time. And it's hard for me to get into that headspace of wanting to be creative when I feel like a bag of crap. I can go on a video, I can make a couple-minute video and pretend I'm okay and nobody would even know. But it's difficult. It sounds like it's about to come through your kitchen. Is it really that loud for you guys? I'm sorry. Yes, prayers and best wishes for all of them. It's just a situation that it's I don't want to go on about it all night. I am involved behind the scenes with a few other people, helping the family and helping the friends and doing whatever. And a lot of people are like, well, who are you? I don't know you. I've never seen you. Well, there's a lot of people in their lives that you don't know. I've never known Hunter Tom until TikTok. I'm not a TikToky person. But there's a lot of people in their lives that you're not going to know, that do stay quiet, that aren't so fascinated by, like, I'm not a fangirl. To me, you could be the richest person in the world, and I'm going to give you the same cup of coffee as I give a bum on the street that needs something to drink. That's how I am. Your money means nothing to me. Your stature means nothing to me. It's all about who you are inside. So that's how that goes. I keep having to touch my screen, guys. I'm sorry for my comments. I understand where you're coming from. The Crohn's disease, my cousin has it. Oh, really? Oh, I've been sick for 20 years. I'm in a very progressive state of my illness. So I've had 34 surgeries and procedures. There's pretty much nothing left inside of me. And then you top that with lupus, and so I have like high sun sensitivity, extreme fatigue, I don't sleep at night, brain fog, it's a mess. I'm a mess, and I think I hide it very well, but I've learned to hide it very well because I was a public speaker and a public figure for a long time, and so you had to kind of get ready to get on that stage and just shake it off. And then you get on stage and you do what you have to do, and you smile the way you have to smile, and you say what you have to say, and you speak what you need to speak, and then you get off stage, collapse. But yeah, mine is very progressive at this point. And so, every day is a battle. It's about your heart, even though Matt was very frustrating. He had a special heart. You know what's funny? There were times where I was so mad at him. Like, stop it, Matt, get out of this. Stop it. Please. And I would tell him, get freaking help. Stop this. This is not you. This is not who you are. This is not who you want to be. And it was frustrating and it was heartbreaking. And being in a situation, which some of you may have been in as well, when you have a friend or a family member who is an addict and you can see, I have lost 5 or 6 friends to overdoses and suicides. And I have 3 family members who are addicts and who have been addicts for 15 plus years. So it's like I've seen all of these signs and all of these red flags and all of this stuff. And so it's like your heart drops because you don't want to say, hey, I know what's coming next. But in the reality of it, you kind of know what's coming next. And it's like you feel almost so desperate to be like, you just want to shake them and be like, please stop. But at the end of the day, you can't force them to do anything, I come from a family of tough love. Like, we are tough love people. The majority of my family is women. The only men that are really here have been married into the family. We're all women, and we're headstrong, and we are go-getters, and we're bosses, and we're tough love. I mean, Czechoslovakians are tough love people. It's just a hard situation, really, to be in. Let me see what we got. My cousin's been sick with it since he was 19 years old. He's now he's in his 30s. Wow. Ooh. Let me keep reading here. Not only one of my brothers from Arizona has internal bleeding pretty bad. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Outdoors. Yeah. Miss him. Yeah. It was like watching a car accident in slow motion. It affected a lot of us emotionally. And Colette, it did. Like, it did. You almost went through, and this is going to sound weird, but please follow me on this. The last 3 months, that major decline, you were, and I don't know about anybody else, but I was going through, believe it or not, these moments of, I can't say moments of grief, but it was like, okay, you can do this, you can get out of this. And then it was I'm mad at you for doing this to yourself. And then it was grief, like watching him live, and the live ends, and you're welling up with tears, and it's like you have anxiety because you're not sure if he's going to come back on live, if he's going to come back. And those days that he would be gone for days on end, you accepted the fact that you knew he was probably using or probably struggling. And so I think a lot of us went through all of these steps, but nobody expected the end result. And it was shocking, and it shook all of us to our core, I think. It was traumatic in knowing that there were so many people like him. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. Me too. I have friends and family. I lost my dad 5 years ago. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I lost 2 friends to suicide. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me get this comment. Twin brothers. All the signs were there for Matt in many ways. It was sad to watch. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I did a video, and then I know I got a lot of criticism for it. I did a video before he passed, and I didn't take it down simply because people were like, oh, you're so mean. I was being very brutally honest, and I was trying to get the attention. And then literally like the next day, Bear had made his video about Matt spiraling. And my video was Matt is spiraling, and he was spiraling. And sometimes you have to be very straightforward and very honest to get the attention it needs. And I was just praying like somebody. And then when Trucker Tom came to the fast food joint to try to help him. I'm like, yes, this is what could help him. And the refusal was there. I even invited him down to my homestead. Come down here. You're on your way to Texas? Come on down. Stop. Stay at my homestead. Stay here for free. I have so many bedrooms. Help me on the farm a little bit. I'll feed you. You can shower. If you want, you can camp in my woods. Just go somewhere safe where you can be safe. But I truly believe that Matt's heart was just so broken, and there was only one remedy for that break. And I just think that it wasn't going to happen for him. And that's all I'll say about that section. I do appreciate that I am very worried about him. When I heard he died, literally started crying. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I lost my beautiful friend who was only 34. We all thought she was sober, but it was, oh gosh, talking to her the night before, that is so awful, Amy. That is so awful. Again, it's like another, what do I call it? Geez, I can't even, see, I get brain fog sometimes. It's an unexpected shock. When you know somebody's, like, I know I'm sick. I know that my time is limited. I know the longevity of somebody with my illnesses combined with my surgeries and all the issues I have. I know I will be lucky to make it to 60. I understand that, and so does my family. But when it's not expected, that's the shock value. That's where everything is in slow motion. You don't know if you're coming or going. And that's the worst part. I'm so sorry about that. I lost my dad at the VA hospital. They started here. Oh my gosh. You know, I gotta be honest, when it comes to VA treatment, like, I am a huge advocate for veterans. My whole family is military. A lot of my friends are in the military community, and not to get off topic, but it infuriates me how our veterans are not taken care of. Like, they should be on the top of the list of some of the best care. I don't mean to get off topic, guys, but veterans should not be on the streets. Veterans should not be worrying about how they're going to eat. It just, makes me so sick. Mental illness is real. You are correct. You're welcome, Amy. Absolutely, absolutely. That video I seen of yours, what you're talking about, is what got me to follow you on YouTube. Oh, which video is that, Michael? Which one? I'm sorry. It can happen to anyone. Starts with depression. And you're right. Outdoor South, you are right. Let me allow you to get to know me a little better. So, with my illnesses, right? Before it really, really took hold, like the first 5 to 7 years that I was sick, I was still very much whole, and I did construction. At 22 years old, I went into cell tower construction before 3G became a thing. I did cell tower audits all over the Northeast and cell tower construction, and upgrades to introduce 3G to the world. And then when those contracts ended, I came back home from traveling and I went into residential construction. I am a mason. People would not think that. Concrete, foundations, walkways, sidewalks, slabs. I also did a lot of tile work, a lot of stone work, a lot of dry lays, just everything. But as I got sicker and sicker and sicker, and I began to have to pull back and not be able to do so much, I was beginning to lose my identity as a person. I was an independent business owner. I was the only woman in my area. They actually did a thing in a magazine in a 50-mile radius, the only female contractor in construction and in the masonry field. And I did learn from a union mason who was like 80, so I learned all of those wonderful tricks. But as I became sicker and I became weaker and I became less productive, I began to lose myself and who I was, my identity, you know? Um, and so I decided to slow down with that, start going on the road, because I had a brain. I had a lot of knowledge up here to share, and so I was asked to take up a thing, and I would go and I would speak all over the country on constitutional law, on civil law. My forte was First Amendment speech and Second Amendment rights, and so I was like, that's something that I can do. I can still feel productive. I can still feel like I'm doing something, but it's not so hard on my body. Um, but then, eventually, after 6 years or so, I couldn't do that anymore. That's where the depression started to come in, and I noticed that I started to become very depressed. I was like, who am I? My whole world is gone. My identity is gone. I am now a fragile person, and I am now not as independent as I was. And it is a very hard struggle to get yourself out of that headspace and to realize that it can get better and it does get better. And if you change the direction of your life, you can still be successful and feel worthy. But I know where depression lives, and it can be very difficult if you do not have this mental capacity. You've got to be strong in your soul and your mind, but I do know where it lives. Let me go down a little bit. Where did you get interested in construction? Was your dad in construction? Um, hey, Glenn. No support system is tough. He was alone. I agree 100%. 100%. Where did I get my interest? I've always been a tomboy. I didn't know my real dad, but my stepdad made sure that I was as independent as possible and knew as much as I could possibly know. So that's where I learned a lot of my building skills. That's where I learned a lot of my survival skills. My parents worked for the state. They worked for DEC and NCON. And so I learned a lot of survival skills from them. I learned a lot of building from them. And then when I went out on my own, I trained under a lot of union masons because I just had this fascination with, I don't know why, with concrete and with just the process. It is an art. It is an art, just like sheetrock, just like taping, or some people call it mudding, taping, just like tile work. I mean, there's an art involved in it, and not many women can do it. And it just came so naturally to me to be able to work concrete and to be able to know, okay, foundations need to be fixed, and I would actually put houses on stilts, take the foundation out from underneath those houses and set in a new foundation, whether it was block or poured or whatever they wanted. If it was a repair, I'd key into the block or I'd tie into with a pour. And it was just fascinating for me. And so that's just where that came from. Let me see. Not only that my father was 51st Battalion National Army Reserve, when they buried my father, they disrespected his coffin. What? Stop. Don't even say that. I don't even want to know the cemetery that happened in, because I am connected with the NCA. And I can't even hear that story because I will go off. I can't. The one you were talking about, Matt Brown. Okay. I see what you're saying. That goes for all of us. You're very lucky to have found and worked in your passion. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was lucky on that. I really think Matt was in meth psychosis. It makes me sad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just, it's hard to talk. That part is hard to talk about. That part is hard for me to talk about, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I agree with you on that. Matt Brown wasn't. Matt Brown wasn't. Oh, I can't talk. Matt Brown wasn't a lot of pain. Let's put prayers out for his whole family. Absolutely, absolutely. I think that we can all take solace in knowing that he is in his paradise right now. If you believe in that, whatever you believe in, whatever your paradise is, he is in his paradise. And I want to think that he's with his dad, and they're probably fishing and hunting and sitting around a campfire, and that's his paradise. And he has been forgiven, and he is now living in paradise. And I think that's what we're all going to take from this eventually, in solace. But do yourselves a favor, do the world a favor, do your next door neighbor a favor, do your friend a favor. Just be kinder, and if you see these things, you may not have to say anything, but just keep that eye out. You know what you're looking for. You see somebody that needs help, and it doesn't even have to be somebody that is dealing with drugs that needs help. There are so many people out there that need help for so many reasons. And don't get me wrong, I have my moments where if I feel attacked or whatever, yes, I will lash out. I am not perfect. I am not a perfect person. Do I feel bad after? I always feel bad after, because I always say that I should be above reproach and I should be a better person, but I'm not perfect. I fight with depression as well. He isn't suffering anymore. I miss someone I knew forever. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Running Bear. So I am so, to everybody, really, I really am. I really am. Like, when I say I'm sorry, like, I am sorry. I know that pain. I was probably not as close to Matt as some of you in here. We had a chit and a chat here and there. I did send him some monetary support. I would tell him to come to Oklahoma on his way through. But to those that truly, really were very close to him and felt that deep connection, I really, truly am sorry. It's a very painful thing. And we can't judge each other's relationships with him. I think that's a very personal thing. And it shouldn't be a competition. How your relationship was with him was your relationship. And it can hurt somebody that barely knew Matt just as much as it can hurt somebody that did. You know? So, thank you, Tammy, for being a friend and defending him. You know what it is? I don't like bullies. Even though I'm like this tiny little thing, you'd think that, like, you know, I'm meek. No, I don't like bullies. I don't like when I feel like the truth is being skewed. I don't like when facts are not being presented. And even though Matt was in the position he was, and let's be 100% honest, he was homeless. He was, you know, battling drugs and alcohol. He had some really not so pretty moments at the end. It doesn't make him trash. It doesn't make him any less of a human being. Some of these people you see that are homeless on the streets, a lot of people walk past them and they're like, oh God, you're disgusting. You don't know what got them there. You don't know what happened in their life to bring them there. Not every person that is on drugs or is homeless is just a piece of shit. No. Maybe they went through something that was so traumatic that life for them ended the way that they knew it. You know, maybe a husband lost a wife, and in losing that wife, he lost everything. And now he's on the street. You know, sometimes you can't just say, oh, look, you're on the street because you're there and you suck as a human. we have to try to find empathy in every story, you know. I think it's wrong that they're still making well, I know he had too much pride to live. Yes, you're right. He did. He really did have too much pride. But don't get me wrong. He wouldn't have lived off me. He was going to help me. He could have helped me with the farm chores that I can't do. And in return, I would feed him, give him a place to stay, and a shower. It's a barter system. Because I wanted him to be able to keep his pride and his integrity intact. Which is extremely important for all humans. I mean, you know, most of us are 2 to 4 paychecks. Yes, you're damn right, Colette. You are damn right, especially nowadays with this economy and the inflation and everything happening. Everybody is suffering and struggling. We've got to pull together. You know, like, God, it's tough. Like, it is. I used to go fishing with my dad. And I miss you, and I will come. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I wish he would have, but I didn't expect him to. But the offer was there. Um, I would help anybody. I'm that person. I would give you the shirt off my back. But I'm also that person where you screw me once, you're bad. You screw me twice, my bad. Whatever you say it, however you say it. I will help you, but if you're not willing to help yourself, then I stop helping. And that's part of that tough love thing that has been ingrained in me. If somebody is down and out and they just need a hand up, I'm going to reach out for you and I'm going to give you that hand. But if you don't grab on with both and help me pull you up, I will let go. And I know that seems harsh, but that's just part of that tough love thing that I have. Do drugs is really hard to deal with. Thank you so much for this live. Well, thank you, Running Bear. Thank you all for being so kind and so generous to me and so understanding of me and just hearing me out and listening. And I thought it was about time that I did a live because people are watching my videos, but there's more to me than that, and there's more to me than what's happening, and there's more to me than all the hate comments. And I needed to build a relationship with you guys so that you could understand more of where I come from when I'm coming from those angles. Like today, I did not feel good. I felt so disgusting. And so you can see it on my face. It's like written all over my face. And I know it is. Like I hold my emotions right here, okay? Right in my face. And it's like, I had things I had to say, but like I felt like such garbage. And a lot of people don't understand why, because they don't know me. And how can you know me if I don't tell you who I am? You know, so I do appreciate all of the kindness that you guys have shown me. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. I will be doing more lives. I'm going to try to do 3 to 4 a week. And I'd really love to be able to talk about all kinds of things. And questions and answering questions. And let's talk about whatever the hell you want. I am an open book. And I love to be intellectually stimulated. I know that sounds stupid, but we could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Bullets in High School on Amazon. Spell from high school because I got, oh, hold on. I got shot to a female locker room. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. Please hit the thumbs up, guys. You know, you guys know that helps. That helps to keep things going with a thumbs up and a like and all of that stuff. I probably will cut it short for tonight. Ooh, what a crazy bug. I am going to cut it short. I am really tired. I did not sleep at all. I'm dealing with insomnia. You know, that sucks. But I hope that you join me again. I will try to post, if you guys follow my posts, I'll try to post like, hey guys, I'm going live tonight at a certain time. That way that more notifications are getting out and you guys don't miss the lives. And let's just talk. And let's talk about anything you want. If you need support, I'm here. If you want to talk about dumb stuff, I'm here. If you want to tell me about your cat, I'm here. You know, let's get to know each other, and then we can understand each other, and we can build a good and beautiful community. And that's what I always aim to do. That's what I've been trying to do on my social media. I had a Facebook page a long time ago. Facebook deleted it on me, which I'm really mad about, but I had like 140,000 followers. And we just had such a good page, and not a lot of trolls. And those people formed such a community, and some of them are still friends to this day. And that page, Facebook deleted like 7 years ago. And a lot of them still follow me now, but a lot of them became really good friends just through that page, just sharing experiences and sharing happiness and joy and pain and stress and worry and advice. And that's what I'd rather do. Now, I can't say that every now and again I won't go off on a tangent, because I'm human. But, you know, bear with me and I can bear with you. And no pun intended to Bear Brown. But deal with me and I can deal with you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I am going to say goodnight to you guys. And hopefully I will see you on the next live. I will post when I'm going live next. It could be tomorrow night or the night after. I take care of my Nana. She's 88 years old. And every night we have Yahtzee tournaments. And so my lives will revolve around when Yahtzee is done, because I cannot miss a night with Nana. She will be mad at me, and at 88 years old, she can still hit pretty hard. So, with that said, guys, I wish everybody peace. I wish everybody good dreams and good health. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. And until next time, peace.